and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Rock. Welcome to this night, wonderful evening as we report on instant events that are happening across the galaxy and around the world. Joining me this week is my lovely co-host, Josh. Josh, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing okay.
Wonderful.
Yelp. I was going to say, I'm doing okay. I got a Pokemon community thing to do tomorrow. And, yep. That's going to be my week.
Okay. My name is Joy. Also joining us this week is our reporter in the field. Reporting on the front lines of an armed conflict and possibly participating. We have no idea. We didn't know that our salaries were that shit, honestly. Allan, please tell us what the conflict looks like down below.
It looks like shit there, buddy.
How many nuclear missiles have been fired in the last 15 minutes?
Because we're fighting Kurita.
Oh,
not
God.
enough.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Would you mind giving us a heads up on how many bugs have been slain, or if that is in fact the enemy?
That is not the enemy.
So the enemy's other humans, even worse.
It's Kurita. So like, fucking weeaboo, fucking space samurai bitches. That isn't even a joke. Okay, but that's beside the point. Hi guys. Just before the podcast, we were talking about
Scooby-Doo history and how Scooby-Doo's been around forever, and they'll make their own pot shots at themselves and still be funny.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you're talking about the one joke of like, how old are you guys? And he's like 50.
Because they're getting ready to celebrate Fred's birthday in that episode. I think I don't remember if it was Fred or Velma's birthday they were getting ready to celebrate. But all I remember is it being like, oh, yeah, Fred, how old are you? And the response is just like 42 or something like that, like some high number. And they were like, what? And he's like backing up the truck, watching the rearview mirror, looking for what spot he has to be parked in. Oh. So it's so great.
That's good. There's also another joke I remember seeing on, I think, either Reddit or I just saw a clip of it on YouTube of what was it? Oh, it was a reference to Scrappy-Doo. How everyone
he can't hurt you. He can't hurt us anymore.
Yeah, he can't hurt us anymore. Yeah. And it's like, I thought we're not allowed to talk about Scrappy. like straight up, like it's just they know and they can't say anything about Scrappy. It's so funny. I think if they're ever going to bring back Scrappy at any degree, it would have to be such like, oh, they're bringing back fucking. It's gonna be like the moment of like Edge coming back in the Royal Rumble from his long hiatus. Like, oh man, it's gonna be such an episode. And then maybe Scrappy-Doo will be not annoying and be a character. It'd be like, oh, that would be such a difference.
I mean, Scrappy-Doo was literally just inserted into Scooby-Doo so that kids had something to relate to.
Exactly. Well, the funny thing,
no, Scrappy-Doo was supposed to be.
Yeah, like Scrappy was more like he was inserted, tried to give the show a fresh character, but it just ended up falling flat because he was just so bloody annoying. I remember watching a few episodes with Scrappy in it, and I was going, "Holy fuck! I want to turn this off immediately because he's a terrible character, like just through and through."
Yeah. Well, he was like always like Scoob was always like the scared one, and Scrappy was always the one who was like, "I'm gonna have a fight."
Yeah, every fucking time. It's like, couldn't you like, you know, be a little afraid or
everybody else gets afraid, but Scrappy just always tries to pick a fight. And it was like that doesn't fit the aesthetic of the show.
Yeah.
They have done other versions of him, which are a little bit more like palatable.
Well, they did one version of him where he's the villain of the entire movie.
Oh yeah.
That was in the live action movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which just kind of hit or miss because it's kind of a little nah.
I mean, it's different at least. Although making him the villain was like, I don't know, that could have been better.
Yeah.
But like, again, I love it when shows just actively make fucking jabs at themselves because it gets to a point of like, you know, it's stupid, but we continue.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, they could have skipped episode 69. What?
Yep, exactly. Or hell, there's even you know how there's crossover episodes in Scooby-Doo? There's one for WWE.
Yeah.
There's a movie for WWE. There's there's several WWE movies.
Several?
Yeah.
I thought there was one.
I think there's like 2 or 3.
Oh God.
I know there's a crossover with Johnny Bravo from way back in the day.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that
I can't do a Johnny Bravo. Oh, that's really sad.
No, it's Elvis. It's just straight up Elvis. Just do an Elvis impression.
But I can't do an Elvis impression because Elvis is like,
no, you gotta.
No. I have to. Like, I'm really bad at an Elvis impression, John. I can barely do Arnold impression. I can go, get to the chopper.
It's literally do an Elvis impression, and you're like, that's him. But I don't know how you get it so bad.
Pretty lady.
It's
my Elvis impression is awful, and I know it. My Joker impression is top tier.
Oh God. But
my Scooby impression, it's okay.
It's not bad.
It's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. You know, it's like sewing Scoobs, like sewing Stalin.
Oh boy. But
never do that again.
Although there was also a good joke.
I just gave Allan like PTSD.
There was
in 30 years he's going to be like in there, and his therapist is going to come up to me and be like, yeah, he was talking about something, and I'll be like, huh, yeah, what was he talking about? He was talking about that time you did a Shaggy impression and said his name. Oh how inconvenient.
Oops.
But
I do remember that episode with Johnny Bravo and the Scooby Gang. Fucking, I like the one joke in that whole thing I remember, and I'm sure everyone else remembers too, is what was it? I think Johnny tripped, and then Belma tripped, and then Johnny and Belma were both going, oh, my glasses! I can't see.
Glasses. Yeah, I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo goes, my glasses! I can't be seen without my glasses.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, that was a good joke. I was like, oh, that's real good. I cannot be seen without my glasses.
Little did he know he was totally seen.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, like it's perfect. Like when the writers get like free reign, like I think whoever is in control of that. Was it Hanna-Barbera stuff? Like whoever's doing it is doing a good job right now, because they're like, you can literally put these people through whatever ringer you want and they'll be a good job.
Because there have been bad iterations of it.
Oh, I guess so.
And they have been really bad.
Yeah. Although I just like how there's just been so many iterations though. There's just so many, and it's like, oh, I want to try to take at it, and they're like, here you go, throw like a ninja star at the person. They're like, ow, thanks.
It could have been worse. It can always get worse.
I mean, it can, but man, I feel like even through the worst, they'll still bounce back. Just as like, oh, if that was a shitty writer, who's a good writer? You're a good writer? Here you go. They catch a ninja star right out of the air and go, yes, I know what to do with this. And they just run out the room. They're like, hey, he didn't get stabbed by it. Maybe he will make something good out of it.
Well, eventually it looks like we're gonna get an AMV of Iron Blood Orphans, so hooray. I just saw this news. Gundam good.
What's going on with Gundam?
They just released an animation for, I think, the new Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, but it might be the game.
Do you want to link it in chat and I'll take a look at it?
Yeah, it needs to be translated, but yeah. Okay, so what else is there to talk about?
Oh,
I got my wisdom teeth out.
Finally.
I say finally, I fucking hate you.
Actually,
I couldn't talk.
Yeah, you couldn't. I know you're in pain and you're messaging us and you're going like, I can't. And I'm like, we understand. Because it sucks.
The best part is that I sent Allan and Josh a message Wednesday being like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do the show.
Yeah.
Expecting full well that the show would be planned. There would be somebody here. It would probably be a short show, but who cares? You know? And then all of a sudden, like, I'm like, hop in. I'm like, is it just going to be you guys? Oh, no, we're going to message Ben. Oh, okay. okay.
It just ended up being us because
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No, I know. They other messaged me and it's like, was there nobody else? I'm like,
well, I only know Ben and like the other hosts. Like most of them weren't online at that point. I was just like, I'm not gonna bother people like that.
Yeah, like
So
at the same time, it's like, well, it's just that it's our rink-dink show. We do what we want, and it's like, yeah, we could have messaged people before, but it's like it seems like almost any time we message anyone, it's like they either have something else to do or just don't want to, and it's like I can't blame them. So it's just like, meh. Every time we try to invite someone on, it's like, come on. It's like pulling teeth sometimes. It's like, come on. It's not that bad. You can talk anything you want.
you can talk about dicks.
You can talk about dicks. Oh man, I've been
For an hour.
I've been down on my dick quota. Jesus.
We don't care. As long as you don't like suddenly start saying heretical things like putting a supercharger on a BRZ, we don't give a shit.
Like I know what that is. But
Subaru BRZ, Toyota 86.
look, if you would have said put dicks on a charger, then I've been like, okay, I understand. Or put truck balls on your super truck car thing. Get some of those on there. That would be a thing. But anyway, about your wisdom teeth.
Yeah, it was great. I was dead for like a day. I had the best sleep of my life. It was wonderful.
Nice.
It was wonderful.
Did you actually? I want to know. Did they just inject your mouth and then they go work on it, or did they put you under? And
They put me under, and then I woke up, and they were like, as they're taking everything out of my face, or I was going under as they were putting everything under my face. But I'm assuming what ended up happening was they put me under, and then as like right before the end, right before they finished up, they turned off the thing. So I started waking up by having them rip everything out of my face and me going, what the fuck happened? And when they wheeled, I physically like I couldn't open my eyes. It was the weirdest thing in the world. So when they wheeled me into the other room, I was like, where the fuck am I?
oh.
And then they gave me my phone, which was a really funny thing because I immediately started making an ass of myself by sending Allan pictures and posting things in the work Slack channel that I'm a part of.
Oh boy.
You could have gotten me to say a lot of naughty words.
Yeah, it sounds like someone should have been in the room and be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, wait, what? Is that okay? Are you high? Oh. Like, that sounds like it's been a moment of like, probably not, I should give you a phone. But I always...
they took it away. That's the best part.
Yeah, I find it more hilarious with people getting high from their aesthetic from doing the dentistry shit, because that's a lot of YouTube video material right there, especially with especially that one kid.
Yeah,
is this real life? Yeah, it's real life. Whoa.
I also am the best part. They also were like, okay, so you're like knocked out cold, and I'm like, yes, and they're like, great. So we gave you fentanyl, and I'm like, what? What do you mean you gave me fentanyl? Because like, I'm like one of those like scaredy cat fuckers who really doesn't like, I don't like the word fentanyl. Fentanyl's a bad word, especially if you know connotations of what fentanyl does. Like a fucking fingertip can just kill you.
Yeah, but under professional, if a professional gives it to you, then you know you're not going to die.
A professional gives it to you, you're good. But my personal opinion is like when they said it, my asshole fucking stuck up brain, Josh, who wasn't functioning 100% and wasn't like, reason doesn't exist at that point in time. When, what the fuck did you give me? You gave me fentanyl? Why would you give me fentanyl?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was a lot of thunder.
If your brain's only 50% working, then that'll probably be a little scary. But although I have to admit to something about wisdom teeth stuff, like how everyone in their life has to go through the wisdom teeth operation to pull them out or whatever.
Not always.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm one of the weirdos. I never have my wisdom teeth. That they never show up on X-rays. I've never had any like teeth pains or anything like that of the wisdom teeth shit. So when I see in media of people having their wisdom teeth pulled out and them acting high and shit, it's like, wait, hold on, that's a thing. Every time I go to the dentist and they triple check and they're like, "Where's your wisdom teeth?" I'm like, I don't know. You're the dentist. Like, so I'm just the weirdo that just don't have their wisdom teeth. And then later on in life, I read up that like, yeah, there's like a group of people that are evolving to just not have the teeth. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm the weirdo. And I'm like, that's neat. So I never have to worry about my wisdom teeth because it'll never happen. And I'm way past the stage of like, it's supposed to show up too. So it's like, that's even better. So that's a big plus on my side. I'm a big poo-poo, stoopy, boo-boo head, and I don't have wisdom teeth. Yes! Thumbs up! I'm sure Allan has to get his wisdom teeth pulled.
Yep, I had to get all 4 pulled.
Damn.
Same. Yeah. Mine was like 30 minutes.
For my wisdom teeth, though, my bottom 2 I had to get put under for, where the other ones I just had them popped out. Because they were...
Oh.
They
so
were
you
nothing.
had what 3 of mine were like? Because mine, the doctor's like, so 3 of them are really easy. The one that's really hard is the part of their mouth that's swollen. And I'm like, and she's like, you're probably not going to remember this, but that one was a bitch. And I'm going, like I could I could hold a conversation. It was just like, how do I say this? It was like being like basically like on downers. It was like I could physically remember every single piece of what was said, but like reason didn't exist. Parts like the part of my brain that goes, don't be an asshole on a semi basis just wasn't there. So that was fun. But I played some video games this week, and Josh played some video games this week. And so I ended up, while being high on fucking fentanyl and other things, Mario Bowser's Fury. And oh boy, that game is somehow good. Oh
yes, the kaiju Bowser, really big and fucking evil Bowser kaiju. That's the one we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because man, there's I remember I do watch the Game Grumps some from here and there, and man, I do like them playing through that game because they'll make jokes of Bowser Jr. is following Mario because Bowser Jr. is like, whoa, hold on, Dad's way too pissed off and evil right now. He's more evil than normal. We need to freaking tone him down a bit. So he teams up with you, Mario, to try to bring down his fucking evil, like his evil gauge a bit. And also Bowser Jr. was worried about his dad, so it was like, that's great. Of like have this conversation in the game, but of course Game Grumps are like, making jokes of like how Bowser Jr. is like, hey Dad, I gotta go to soccer practice tomorrow. We're just reminding you. And of course they pretend to be freaking Bowser to be like, cool Dad. Just cool boy. Hey Dad, can we get pizza tomorrow? Oh, cool Dad. Like,
so I'm gonna be honest, that game is really well designed. And Bowser as a character, as a giant kaiju that you can fight, is very fun.
I'd say that it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's like it's one. If it was one area, it's one little area that you can kind of just explore and have fun in. And it feels really well designed. I do have one issue with it, though.
Yeah.
I think that I do think that a little bit of issues happen with the movement. I was having a little bit of difficulty with it. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't land on Goomba's heads, and I was like, oh, this sucks.
Huh. That's interesting.
This really does suck.
Is it because of the 3D angle that you're running around in, or?
Probably.
Because I always feel that if you can't do a precise jump where you want it to be, it's always the angle. Always. Like, I feel if it's not in that precise angle, or at least you have that shadow on the ground that you can follow, then you're probably going to have a bad time. I know that's always the problem I had.
Yeah. I think Josh would like this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a Switch now. I could get that. The problem with Switch games is that they're effing expensive. Like, every bloody one of them. Like,
you know what's...
The only ones I got cheap are the Japanese versions of Pokemon Go Pikachu and fucking Pokemon Shield in Japanese. Because A, they're Japanese, but B, I can put it sets up to any region, so it still works, and it's $20 cheaper where I think it should be. Like, fuck. I hate it. I hate it.
Well, you can hate a lot of things. It's okay. We love you.
Like, it just sucks. Like, why does Canada get the fucking shaft every time? Like, god damn it.
Well, it's not just us getting the shaft, but you can blame the Canadian dollar.
Oh, a lot of it is that, yes.
Yes. If only we had economy failing any moment now. I'm not waiting for it. I'm not looking at my watch actively and expecting it to happen any second now.
Because like an economy failing it's like gonna be what's the 2000s or not 2000, the 2020s is gonna be the entire 10-year gap of 2020 to 2030 is gonna be remembered of how every economy failed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be all that surprised actually.
Well, we're heading there, Josh. It's coming. It's happening any moment now.
Oh, I know. It's just
when it happens,
and then
it'll be
maybe
wonderful.
2030 it's going to be the economies are looking slightly better. Hopefully.
Allan, how's the front lines of your combat going?
Pretty good actually still.
Okay. So does anyone else have any other video games that they played this week?
I've been in school and playing video games on my downtime when I get the chance.
You just been playing Mech Warrior. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I've been playing Mech Warrior. I did play some BattleTech earlier this week, but didn't play much.
You also bought a bunch of BattleTech shit, and then you sent it to me, and you're like, "Are you jealous?" I'm like, "Not really."
No, I didn't. I said I bought a thing.
And then I was like, "Okay, cool, good for you." And you're like, I bought Mech.
I mean, I bought books yesterday too for BattleTech. The thing that I sent you being like, I bought a thing, not my first choice for a box set, but I found the whole. It's the first one I found in the whole city. Literally, that was the first box set I found in all the city.
Yeah. So now Allan has Mad Cats and Catapults.
I have a Mad Cat, an Executioner, an Adder.
He is a dirty clanner. Next thing you know, next episode he's going to be saying Batchel.
Like, if I had the choice, I would have gotten the Inner Sphere Command one.
Yeah. We all know that Allan's a dirty clanner.
Because I would have liked to got the Marauder and the Archer. But unfortunately, I didn't get the choice.
No choice for you.
Archer's pretty good. I'm not biased.
Yeah. Although for video games this week, for me, I played more Disgaea 5. And also, well, not video games, but tabletop. I went to a pre-release since the freaking COVID thing started. Which is a long time to not have a pre-release, and then finally just go the first pre-release after COVID, and Canada anyways, in Alberta. And of course, mask mandate is still up, and that's good because I don't want more people to get fucking COVID. The whole event actually went pretty well for the one I went to. It went so well that they went to capacity and then had to like just close the entry, like close off entry to the event because they're like, hey, we actually hit capacity, so therefore this is what's gonna be. They're like, oh dang, we got there. That's pretty good for the store. And yeah, it was like full crowd of people just playing Magic, which is great. And also I got some pretty decent polls out of the was it Midnight Hunt for the return to Innistrad. And also
Innistrad squared.
Yep, Innistrad squared. The werewolf set where there's not a lot of werewolves, and apparently the vampire set is not going to have a lot of vampires apparently. So
yeah, that sounds really dumb.
It's so weird. Like, you think you have these theme sets and you're gonna do a theme, so you're gonna plow in as much of that shit as possible, and you don't.
Because vampires are lame.
Well, no, but
they are.
No, but here's the thing: the people were seeing the spoilers come out of like the werewolf theme set, and they're like, okay, so it's gonna be a lot of werewolves. There's like 7 or 10 werewolves. And you go, where in the fuck are the werewolves? And then people are yelling at wizards going, where in the fuck are they? And people are complaining like, okay, so is the vampire set gonna be twice as many? Because what the fuck? And they're like, whoa. It's actually gonna be just as many. And you're like, now it's even worse. It's like, why did you chintz out on the theme that you're literally designing for? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so stupid. So bloody stupid. It's like a design oversight somehow, even though you're planning to have werewolves. Like, oh, like what the fuck? Anyway, other than complaining about wizards, fucking the event pre-release I went to, it was pretty good. Everyone had a fun time. I lost every fucking round I played because fuck my polls. I got good polls, but oh my god, I could not win at all if it could save my life. So I just, actually, there's so many people that it was capped off at 4 matches for the, like, I think it was like, depending on how many people show up, there'd be more matches. But because it's like, well, we don't want to keep going until like 3 a.m. or some shit. So they're like, okay, so we're capping at like about 4 matches per person. So it's like, okay, that's good. But man, I lost every single fucking match. It's like, god damn, I'm not going to bother with the 4th one. I'm leaving. So I just got my stuff and went. And I was like, man, god damn it. Good thing that everyone was there for the pre-release. Because, everyone wanted to freaking join in on the first pre-release since freaking COVID started. And yeah, like, and also the polls I got were pretty amazing. I got Erlin, the Pack of Hope, and it's the flip Planeswalker, and it's foil. So that's really awesome, and probably a lot of value there.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I get? And also I got what's the other? It's basically Snapcaster Mage, but it's not Snapcaster Mage, but it does similar things to Snapcaster, but people are coining him to be Fat Caster because he has flash, and also he makes that counter spells not happen. So spells cannot be countered at all, which is, people are hypothesizing that could be pretty good later on. But again, it's just a lot of hypothesizing. And and also there's Renin. Before, in Modern Masters, they printed Renin 6, which is a pretty good, kind of a cheapo land. He does a lot of weird shit with land and is very abusable. And they made him reprint another Renin 6, but this time it's Renin 7. And it's the same guy, but it's just a different name. And he does more bullshit things. Like, holy God Christ. I think the card's going to be absurd later. Yeah, so full review of the set is full review of this set, and probably the next set is, where's the theme shit? Like, literally, where's the theme shit? Like, I don't know where it is. It says it's here, it's not there. But other than that, it's magic, more magic, hooray. And also a lot of people went to the pre-release, so that's also good. So hooray. And yep, that's my Magic review. Oh, and
Magic reviews are good.
Yeah. Or I can also talk about Disgaea, unless someone else wants to chime in with something.
Talk about Disgaea.
Well, I can. Actually, are any of you familiar with Disgaea at all?
I know that there's a loli with very small. I know that there's like a half-naked loli in the first game. And half-naked boys, and then I have a lot of confusing things. I also know that there's a species of penguins that are basically souls wearing costumes that say "dude" a lot. And every single time I hear the word "dude," I want to kick them through a window.
Don't worry, because in the game's story that you play through, there is also characters that just treat the printies like trash. And
okay,
yeah. So, but the funny thing is, the printies. So you're right; they are like souls stuck in suits, but and where you're in is technically hell. And
okay,
yeah, and in hell, there's an overlord. It's not the devil, but it's close to that. And the overlord controls the whole nether realm. And the souls getting stuck in the suits, that's the sinners from Earth getting shoved into the netherworld, and they're stuck in the printy suits. So they're just like, and they're forced to do grueling labor for whoever owns them. So, and if they don't do what they say, they just freaking torture them up the ass. And the funny thing is, the game shows that, you can pick up.
They peg the fuck out of them.
Oh, they will kill them. They will throw them, and the printies.
There's torment involving deviancy of some kinds.
They will just
is that
slice
considered
them up and,
light on the scale? Oh, slice them up.
Yeah, slice them up
kinky.
And throw them in the game. There's a throwing mechanic of. Basically, it's the same tactics idea game that is Final Fantasy Tactics. How it's more of like precision, place your dudes on the battlefield the right way, and then you try to get the advantage on the opponent depending on how everything's put up on the board. And Disgaea, it's also that same strategy RPG, but they kind of just cranked everything to 11 in the cartoon scale, because there's these comedy aspects of like, oh man, what if you could just pick up this fucking character and chuck him across the map? You can do that. There's a mechanic called throw and lift. If you can lift up your fellow buddy, and you can chuck him to the furthest tile you can, so you get a better advantage and try to kill some other people further away on the map. And in fact, that's the thing you kind of have to do in the game in order to try to beat the opponent down before he beats you down.
I don't know, Josh. I'm not really sold on this turn-based tactics stuff, even though I own the game and I want to play it.
I mean, the thing about the lifting and throwing is that you can lift. You lift a one character, you can go bring up another character beside that character who just lifted a character and lift him up. So you have a tower of 3, and you can keep doing this repeatedly until you have the whole team and a giant tower of 14. And you can, and Disgaea 5, which is actually I would say it's the best Disgaea I've been playing. They actually made the leveling faster, and also the tower mechanics are actually a lot more fleshed out than they have been in the last games. You can actually do real good combo attacks in just the tower, and everyone actually levels up because you're attacking as the tower. Before, that never happened. It was just the dude on the ground. So it's like, oh man, this is such better ideas in this tower mechanic now than it had been before. I would say just skip to 5, and you'll have a better time with it, because the leveling's faster. It respects your time. You can, and also the comedy of the game is also pretty good and funny. The attacks you do are all fantastical and superhero like. So basically, when you're killing off foes and stuff like that, you're been doing some really crazy shit. And the game's story progress, basically with every Disgaea, there's always been story progression and stuff like that. And also what was it in this story? You have one of the characters, I'm pretty I kind of wish it would have made it more subtle, but they're just kind of smashing you over the head that this character is, this character is mysterious. He's brand new. Go figure. And then they keep showing this thing over and over. And you're like, oh God, it's him. I know it's him. The game's not saying it's him, but it's smashing it over the face, over my head. Just going like, you know this. Because you played the first game and you're like, oh, God damn it. Could he just made us more subtle and not smashing me over the head with it? Like,
no, fuck you. You have to be smashed over the head. You have to deal with the flat lolly.
Yeah, well, funny enough, flat lolly is not... So far, I haven't seen her in 5. Even though that's...
They should give her a suit, for fuck's sakes.
Actually, in 5, there's a Seraphina, which is kind of the stand-in for her. But she's more hot-headed, more she's
does
like
she have
a princess.
Does she have a suit?
You can actually unlock a costume, which is her in a bunny, one of those bunny I
don't want that, bunny. Josh. Helltaker's showed me that girls in suits are the best.
I mean, I agree, but I'm afraid I don't think there's anyone in a suit in this game, but there is some slight costume options for some characters, but maybe
this would be the funniest thing is like if the company ever gets big enough that we hire an accountant or hiring a female accountant and we're going, your outfit has to be a suit every day.
You have to wear your hair in a bun. You have to have a white hair. You have to wear sunglasses and you have to wear these gloves. Why do they have the why do they have the fingers cut? Shut up.
Just do it. Oh, and you also have to wear this nice suit.
And also you have to do high kicks at this fucking target every day.
No. You can just the suit. And then one day she'll wear a dress and I'll be like, oh.
God damn it.
Why are you sad? No.
God damn it.
It will be like and then the controversy will happen conveniently, and it will be very convenient. Because I will just be like, yes, I want to retire. This controversy seems really good.
Oh, boy. Well, let me just talk about... there's more to talk about in Disgaea. Like, there's also mechanics of the assembly, which is, you can call this a demon assembly, trying to vote and pass things that you're trying to increase on your... basically your team like stats, or the next level you go in to get more XP, or trying to increase the inventory in your store. Like, you're trying to help your army out basically when you go back to your pocket netherworld. That's what your hub you go to. And also there's recruiting dudes, which is another mechanic. There's another mechanic involving the item world, which is actually, I would say it's the true game's showing point of you can level your characters to absurd amounts to level 9,999, and then you can reincarnate that character, keeping their old stats, and then you can level them up again. So you're eventually going to have stats in some characters that are just going to bleed off the screen from left to right, and then you're going to be like, yeah, that's my character, and he's absurdly overpowered. And freaking there's a lot. And also in 5 they put in a curry mechanic. You can throw in different items in a big pot to make curry, and it will give you bonuses depending on what the shit you threw in. And man, there's a lot of neat stuff going on in 5. I really enjoy it. I love the little updates. I love how it's a little faster. I love how there's more. It's the best. I highly recommend 5.
You just like it.
I highly recommend 5. If you're like, oh man, I want to play Disgaea, but man, I just keep falling off of it all the time, play 5, because it's definitely faster. Like, I noticed a huge difference. I'm like, wow, I'm leveling at a pace that this would have been like freaking hours of work. Holy shit. Like, it's way better.
How much is 5?
Disgaea?
Yeah.
On Steam.
It's not like I don't have like enough games to play through. I still have to play through all of Battletech, but...
Because Disgaea 5. Okay, currently it's at $43.99 Canadian.
Wow, that guy looks like such a husbando.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, this game's anime. It's very anime.
Anime as fuck.
Anime as fuck.
But is it as anime as Helltaker's fighting game?
What?
Helltakers is making a fighting game.
Are they?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're making the fighting game has been officially sanctioned by the Helltaker creator.
Now I got.
You can also get a little Lucifer Ninoid, which is what I want. I want it really bad. Even though, like, I know for a fact that, like, my dad will just use it to rip on me every day.
Am I going to see this game at Evo?
Probably. If it's good. I mean, who wouldn't want to watch a bunch of sexy waifus with suits fight?
I think the only thing I want is when these people are coming up to the tournament and they're gonna fight, I want everyone to do the pose and do the wobble back and forth like in the video game. And before they start any round or anything, just they have to stand there for a second and just do the back and forth, and then they go pick up their controller and do the fight.
They just stop, and then they just, like, all of a sudden you just hear the zip, and then furiously masturbating.
Oh
and
no!
And then you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh no!
And then all of a sudden you hear the zip, and then they're like, and then you just hear the commentators go, geez, there's some stuff on the screen. It appears that's rather inconvenient. Okay. I guess we're resuming now.
Oh dear.
A really bad idea for a sketch, but I have another dumb thing I did this week. I played a lot of Destiny 2. It is good. I'm very sad because I'm playing Destiny 2 again. I don't know why. I know why I'm playing Destiny 2 because my buddy Keith, who's been on the show multiple times, has decided that we should play video games together. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll play video games together with you. And he's like, yes, we'll play Destiny. I'm like, okay, we'll play Destiny. I guess we'll play a lot of Destiny. And then because he's playing Destiny, I'm like, oh, I actually really enjoy Destiny. Oh, Destiny's actually really fun. So I finished Shadowkeep, and it was good. And now they've also taken away all of my exotics that I was working on. So I'm really sad about that. But it's Destiny. It's Destiny. It's good. More people should play it. Yeah, I like it.
I don't know. Is there any cave shooting?
Yes. There's a lot of cave shooting.
Just man, I just the more I heard about it in the first game, the more it was like this weird shit's happening. It's weird, and you just can't help but be like, I don't know about this, guys.
The thing about Destiny that's like really good is like the mechanics are really fun. Everything is really easy, and you can grasp a lot of stuff very quickly. The problem with Destiny is that it's very easy to get wrapped into something that's very complicated very quickly. And most of the exotics are wrapped in with that. So like to get an exotic like Wish Ender, you have to go through all of these steps in order to actually do it. To get an exotic, some exotics like you can literally walk up and purchase. It's kind of crazy how they kind of do some things.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Anything else? Allan, you've been playing a lot of...
No, sorry, I'm just fighting things.
Yeah. Allan, you've been playing a very good video game called Mech Warrior, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. How is it?
It's pretty good for the most part. I wish that it didn't have a throttle system and it was more like a proper first-person shooter, but whatever. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still really early in the game. I haven't seen a single heavy mech. Seeing medium wrecks is kind of rare, but when you do see them, you're like, that's gotta die.
That's going to die.
I think one of my major complaints about it though is that salvage I think is a little wonky, because you could like ruin a mech and it'll be like, oh yeah, hey, I ruined this mech, maybe I'll get a new mech this mission. Nope, it'll be like you've taken out the legs and an arm, and it'll still be like, oh yeah, 15 salvage slots, and you're like, what?
Because fuck you didn't break it all.
You didn't break enough of it.
Yeah, you broke enough of it to kill it, but not all of it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, that game seems like something that I should really try. And considering that I have it on my computer installed because of Game Pass, which is the thing that really, really played, it's probably going to be something that I should play in the future, and will probably play in the future.
Oh boy.
What?
Cruisin' Blast is on. Yeah, the cruising game is on Switch currently, which is interesting because they only been arcade releases except for this last one. They decided to throw it on the Switch apparently. Huh. Guess I'm getting a cruising game eventually.
Cool. Yeah, so I am assuming that we got one more topic to talk about, because reasons. And then we can go home and do other things, I guess. So Final Space is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Although I'm kind of hesitant to say it's dead.
It's dead for now. We don't know. Could be alive.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It could come back in like 6 years. We don't know. And if it does, that would be great. But yeah, no, the creator came out and said that Final Space is dead. I guess he's been going through a holy fucking year. His soda pop shop died. Everything else is dead. And his show died because of COVID and the network acquisition and everything like that. And this is apparently the second time this has happened where Final Space almost died. And it's really tragic to hear. I actually really enjoyed the show, and it was really fun. And kind of sad it's gone now. Josh, have you watched Final Space?
Final Space, I probably, but no, I doesn't ring a bell.
Mm-hmm.
Although
you'd probably really like it, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen some of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least it's going to be one of those it's going to be one of those cult classics that ends in such a place. It's not like Firefly.
I don't know if it's going to be a cult classic. As much as I've enjoyed watching it, I don't think the show actually has like a solid plot to make it a cult classic, because a lot of things that get started in an episode resolve in that episode instead of carrying forward.
Probably. So it could be very interesting in the next couple of years. I hope it comes back and finishes it off, because
I do too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's probably going to happen.
Okay, I'll correct my statement. If it does come back, it's going to come back under a different name. It might come back under the name like Invictus, but like, I don't know. Season 3 set up a bunch of things, but I don't know. I think the show was kind of shallow for the most part. Mm-hmm. Like, the only interesting character for me has been Avocado and Little Cado.
Mm-hmm.
And the other character that I have the most interest in is Hugh, but Hugh is kind of like this kind of butt of a joke for the most part. It's kind of like same with Gary, but that Gary's like, oh yeah, he's supposed to be comic relief, but he's also supposed to be the main character, and it's like
that doesn't work.
It's not that it doesn't work. It just it sometimes lands, sometimes doesn't, and that's the big problem.
Makes sense. Yeah. No. I think that the show was actually the best episodes of Final Space were the ones where it was a lot more serious. And I would say that show is better than Rick and Morty. I would definitely say that.
I would agree with you on. Actually, I don't know if I agree with you on that. I agree that it's better than most of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say that Rick and Morty does have some more poignant episodes.
Makes sense.
The problem with Rick and Morty is that Rick and Morty is this almost undeserving of its praise in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know. Josh, what's your opinion on that?
The show looks good. I'm a person who just doesn't watch shows anymore because video games.
Because TV sucks.
I don't think TV sucks. I think you have to search for what the good things that you want nowadays. Because before it was like you just watch whatever the fuck is on TV. Now it's TV doesn't exist, or at least in my universe, anyways. So it's like, oh, you just have to go and look and find the thing that you want, and it's like, I don't want to look. I just want it on a platter in front of me, and that doesn't exist anymore. So therefore, video games, like, even though I had people telling me, oh, this is really good, you should go watch it, I just haven't bothered. Like, I'm just that lazy, I guess. And I'm like,
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm just seeing some short clips on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, this show looks pretty good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not really a whole lot else that I have to talk about other than I watched the Schumacher documentary, and then I almost fucking cried. Because holy fucking shit. That documentary is very intense. About a lot of the things. It talks a lot about Schumacher's life. It talks about who he is as a person and what he kind of did and what he meant for Formula One and what he meant for Ferrari. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys would really care about that.
Mm-hmm. It's racing you care about, so yeah.
Yeah. It was very educational because that was part of the series that I wasn't watching Formula One back in the early years of 2001. I was watching Formula One in kind of the earliest reign of Hamilton, and I'm kind of really glad that now Hamilton's losing, so I'm really kind of hoping that it continues that way. But Mick Schumacher actually is racing for Haas F1, and he is actually the worst racer on the track. So I hope he gets better.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just did a really stressful mission there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really? How stressful was it?
Run around the whole map to defend an area.
That sucks.
Nice.
Okay. Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about? Did you guys talk about God of War
Not really
Ragnarok?
today. We touched on it a little bit last week.
Did you guys talk about the controversy?
Around that?
Yeah.
Oh, about Thor? Yeah, I don't blame anybody for being mad about Thor.
I'm I have so many I have no opinions on this because I'm I don't care. I don't care.
What's the controversy?
Oh, they did race swapping for some of the characters, and then they made Thor look like a fat ass. Instead of a chiseled jock, he looks like a strong man.
I mean,
yeah, basically.
I mean, I don't know. It's just someone's interpretation of who the fuck this guy is.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. Is at the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm not gonna. It's like who is the guy?
Heimdall.
played by Idris Elba in Thor Marvel.
Well, no, because that was a little less egregious because it's not 100% based on
Asgardian. It's based on Marvel.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna have a hissy fit. It's not like it. Like, this is closer to, I would say, The Witcher books, what they did with Triss Marigold. Am I going to sit there and say that Witcher is unwatchable now because what they did to Triss Marigold is unacceptable? No, I think the actress that they picked for Triss Marigold is really good, and she's fine, and she plays the character really well. Was I upset when I found out? Yeah, a little, but I don't really care, and I'm going to support the product. The one that got me going this week was like the person who on Digital Foundries was like, this character is too sexy for 2021. And I was like, that's a controversy. Why did you say that? But like, you shouldn't have said that.
That's been going on for years now at this point.
This character is too sexy for 2016. Oh, shut the fuck up. You liked 2B. Just say it.
Everybody liked 2B.
Yeah, even Josh liked 2B.
I like 2B.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever played Nier Automata.
I may have bought it, but I've never played it. I should wait. Let me look at my shelf. I see it right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right there. I see it.
Is it sealed?
I think it is. I have to get up and actually look, and I don't want to, so.
Interesting.
Or maybe I cracked it open just so I can, like, get the whatever, oh, you pre-purchased this game, therefore get the bullshit, yada yada. So I might have to, like, got the code and, like, submitted it and then fucking whatever. But then I probably didn't do anything else. I wonder what distracted me from doing something that's not doing the normal thing. Probably Isaac. I'm just going to blame Isaac.
Yeah, just blame Isaac.
Just blame Isaac.
Is that a podcast?
Yes, I would say.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to the Black Mind Games podcast. We are going to be very political next week for reasons.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm going to be comatose, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. Allan and I are going to be very upset.
I'm going to set up my bed. I'm going to make sure
there's
I have a pillow.
There's going to be so many conspiracy theories.
Going to have this fan on.
We're going to make the Trump supporters look like a fucking joke.
All right, fluff up this pillow.
Yeah. Yeah, Canadian elections this week, so people should vote.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be finding out a fun time.
Yeah, we'll probably
whenever we get the fucking results.
We'll probably find out that there's a minority, oddly enough, around like 4 a.m. at like some poll.
Oh, no,
all of Canada is going to be liberal representatives.
Early.
Did you vote NDP?
Yes.
Good, good boy.
Why would you vote NDP?
Because it's Josh, and I support him. No, as long as he doesn't vote for Trudeau.
No, I didn't.
No.
Good boy. I support his rights. Even though I disagree with your viewpoint, I support you, and I hope that saying becomes a little bit more powerful.
That's a podcast.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to our Black Mind Games podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. You subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Allan. Have a good night. Bye.
You too.
Bye. God.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I finally have a griffin.
Okay, well, let's sync and then we can talk about great things. But I'm really sad this week, boys and girls. I'm really sad. I got told that my Joker impression was way too damn good. I was like, look, I'm not saying that it's okay in order to jump off a building and scream the N-word, but sometimes you'd have to just jump off a building and scream the N-word.
Nipples.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying nipple off the top of a building while screaming it.
Nothing wrong with saying screaming nipples.
Yeah.
Nipples that are screaming.
Yeah. Like, everyone forgets that, like, it's okay in order to be a massive fucking asshole. But you know what? Sometimes, you have to just know that. And it's okay. It's fine. I'm not saying they're saying that we live in a society or anything like that, but I am saying that we have to live in a society.
You're telling me that you should be an actor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna lie. That is a little creepy, dude.
The way I do my voice.
No, just the way that you can do the Joker impression there.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Just like the cadence,
the
cadence of it. It's like, man, this is a little too close.
Just a touch.
Just a touch. I'm like, oh no.
Why so? I can't do the serious line. You wonder how I got these scars?
Yeah,
you can't. No. Stop that. Get some help.
Shaggy.
Oh, I feel better now. I love doing really shitty impressions of the fucking Scooby Gang.
Scooby-Doo.
and Scooby-Doo. I mean, funny enough, it's Scooby-Doo and Shaggy everyone does. They never do the
Zoinks! Scoob!
Exactly. They never do Belma, never do Daphne, never do fucking
Fred. Well, Fred's super easy.
Yeah.
Fred's like
just a jock.
Fred's like he's like, come on, guys, we gotta find out who's robbing this bank.
Come on, guys, we gotta figure out who's the mass murderer.
It's Jason.
We gotta figure out who's the mass murderer who's been choking people with their own intestines.
Why is this waifu so hot?
Oh, fuck. Although, the funny thing is that Scooby-Doo has been around for so long that if you look up current episodes of Scooby-Doo, they will freaking make own pot shots at themselves. And they still keep going. It's like, that's so good.
Like, a good example. Hey, Fred, how old are you? 53. What? 54, 55. Because he's backing up along a pier.
Oh.
So he's like watching the mirror and he's looking at the numbers. But it's actually when that episode came out, he was like, that was a year I think it was like 40 something.
Yeah.
And it was just him it was a play on the idea of them just doing a. Are we recording for the episode? Because I actually want to talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about Scooby-Doo history.
Yeah. We can sync at the end of the episode if you want. That's
no,
okay.
let's sync. Let's have it now, and then this can be at the end.
Oh boy.
Or we can sync now, and then we can have it in the actual show.
Sync then.
Sync in 3, 2, 1.